Hello, everyone. Welcome to another learning time with Miss Blessing. In today's video, we're going to be learning to divide a number by 1 and itself and multiply by 1 and 0. The second aspect will be a revision of what we've done previously in my previous video. So come along, let's see how we divide a number by 1 and itself. Multiplying by 0. I have a question for you here, which I would like you to pause the video and have a go. Is multiplying by 0 different from adding 0? Solve the following calculations. 7 multiply 0 and 0 plus 7. When you are done, click continue and see if your answers were correct. Welcome back. So we know from our previous lesson that any number multiplied by 0 is always 0. So our answer here in 7 multiply 0 is 0. But when we add a number to 0, our answer will remain that number. So 7 plus 0 or 0 plus 7 is 7. It's the same for every other number. When you add a number to 0, the answer is that same number. So there is a difference between multiplying by 0 and adding by 0, and this is the difference. When you multiply by 0, the answer is always 0. But when you add a number to 0, your answer is always the number you added to the 0. I hope this is clear. Now you're going to pause the video one more time. Write a rule for multiplying by 0. When you write down the rule, then come back and let's continue. Welcome back. What rule did you write? If you multiply a number by 0, the answer is always 0 because you have nothing to multiply, then you are correct and you've been following our lesson thus far. Whenever you multiply by 0, the answer is always 0 because there is nothing to multiply. Okay, let's make progress. Write a rule for multiplying by 1. Pause the video and have a go. We learned this in my previous video, so this should be very fresh in your memory. So write a rule for multiplying by 1. What would that rule be? I have given an example here also to help you recall what rule it should be. Pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. If you have written this rule, then you are definitely correct. When you multiply by 1, the answer is the same as the number you started with. 5 times 1 is 5, 8 times 1 is 8, 1,000 times 1 is 1,000, 1 million times 1 is 1 million. So when you multiply a number by 1, the answer is the same as the number you started with. Now, what happens when you divide a number by itself? Do you have an idea? Okay, let's find out. What happens when you divide a number by itself? You will always get 1 as your answer. When you divide a number by itself, you would always get 1 as your answer. Don't forget this rule. Here are some examples. 4 divided by 4 is equals to 1. 5 divided by 5 is equals to 1. Whenever you divide a number by 1, whenever you divide a number by itself, you would always get 1 as your answer. Now, what happens when we divide a number by 1? In the previous slide, we saw what happens when we divide a number by itself, and we learned that when you divide a number by itself, you would always have 1. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, 10 divided by 10 is 1, 20 divided by 20 is 1. Now let's find out what happens when we divide a number by 1. Any number divided by 1 equals itself. Any number divided by 1 equals itself. This rule tells us that if we have a number divided by 1, our answer will equal that number regardless of what that number is. Now, following this explanation, 5 divided by 1 will be what? 10 divided by 1 will be what? Pause the video and have a go. Welcome back. Now let's read the rule again. Any number divided by 1 equals itself. So 5 divided by 1 would equal itself, which is 5. 10 divided by 1 would equal itself, which is 10. I hope this is clear and you understood this. Let's move on. Now, I want you to answer these true or false questions. When I read out the question, you scream if it is true or false, and then see if you answered correctly. When you divide a number by 1, the answer is always 0, true or false. When you divide a number by 1, the answer is always 0, true or false. Did you check true? Did you check false? The answer is false. When we divide a number by 1, the answer is not 0. So it is false. Now the next one. When you multiply a number by 1, the answer is the same as the number you started with. When you multiply a number by 1, the answer is the same as the number you started with. True or false? Okay, the answer is true. If you chose true, you are correct. And then finally, when you multiply a number by 0, the answer is 0. Is this true or false? The answer is true. I hope the lesson is clear and you understand the rules. So tell me how you felt about today's lesson, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.